All right, what's the next one?
All right, next one, the mini truck.
Oh my gosh, dude. I freaking hate that truck. So more or less, we dumped thousands into this boat.
Locker was shot, gears were bad,
And an axle shaft was
an
toast.
axle. Everything was shot.
I'm gonna probably give that one a 5.
A 5?
Welcome back to the PeckBrothers Show. This is episode number 9, and we're excited because today we're talking about some of the builds that you guys probably know us by. Maybe you were scrolling down Instagram or YouTube and you saw something cool, you clicked on it, and hey, here we were. We popped up. We're going to be talking about this all while trying to kill that freaking fly,
Oh
dude.
my gosh.
Brought a swatter.
Dude, it has been doing circles around me the last hour while we've been setting up. It's driving me nuts.
This time of year, it's starting to get cold, right? The heater's been turning on in the shop for the first time in months, sadly, which has been making me think, do you remember last year when we started talking about making some sort of suspended, platform inside the shop to put like a sauna on? Like, where did that idea ever go?
I remember you talking about that.
Dude, it's starting to get cold. I want a sauna. I feel like we should get a sauna.
Your wife keeps your house at like 90 degrees anyway.
No. We sleep cold. We sleep cold.
Cold at like 78.
Oh, dude.
I wouldn't mind a sauna. I'd almost rather have a hot tub. I think that'd be
Let's get a hot tub in here, too.
We need money for that. Let's get on with what we're trying to talk about here.
Can you guys imagine if we had a suspended, like a little suspended thing, maybe hanging on chains? We get Steve back in here designing stuff, and we hang a suspended thing with stairs off of here with a sick... Don't act like that wouldn't be cool.
Okay, I'm gonna say a hanging hot tub would be kind of cool. You know,
hanging hot tub.
The comment section
that's on like worn winches, and you can raise it up and lower it.
Yeah.
I like it.
The comment
That's an
section
idea.
would have a pulmonary embolism. Could you remember when we hung that chain to hold up this, and there was like 10 guys in the comments that were like, "You better not do that. That thing is not rated to hold that.
That building's coming down."
And so we called the guy who engineered the building. Huge shout out. We love this guy.
He's a stud.
Absolute stud. And he's like, dude, you could hang your truck off that beam. It's not going to care.
Yeah.
So theoretically, we probably could hang a hot tub from it.
Yeah.
Should we
How
start
heavy's a
working on
hot tub?
plans for the hanging hot tub?
I think we
Dude.
should get into what we're talking about.
Hang on.
Hang on.
How heavy's a hot tub?
Dude, with water
It's
in
the
it, it's gonna be
water.
heavy.
I
want your guess. I want your guess.
Guess 4,000 pounds.
4,000 pounds?
I'm gonna
Okay.
guess more than that. I'm gonna guess 6,500.
For a normal size hot tub.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You said how 6,000? You said
4.
Oh,
I said
4,000. You said
65.
6,500?
What are you guessing? Don't.
He already saw.
I already saw it.
No.
He'd be wrong.
So do we want a 2 or 3 person, or do we want a 6+?
It doesn't need to
Okay.
be huge.
A 4 or 5 person hot tub full, we're between 3,500 and 4,500 pounds.
Oh, hey,
I
that
was
pretty
really
good.
close.
Dude, yeah, that
You're
was
right in the
pretty
middle.
good. Dude,
So really, I mean,
we
I guess
could totally do it.
what would be cool is like our guests that come on the podcast.
Yeah.
One day you guys might be seeing us hanging from our ceiling in a hot tub,
Shooting a podcast from the hot tub.
Yeah, with the guests, because maybe we'll get a 4-seater.
Dude, you know what we could do in the part that's under the hot tub where the heaters and stuff go?
Yeah.
We'll just fill it with helium balloons, and it'll make it a little bit lighter.
That's
It'll
true.
want to float. So then it's only like 2,000 pounds.
Dude, that's genius. All jokes aside, and then like right next to it, we have a sauna.
Okay, if you guys have ever wondered how video ideas come about, this is usually how it comes about. One of us has some idea, and then we just things start coming about. That was not planned at all. Like,
No, absolutely not.
and neither are video ideas usually. They're always like, hey, we should try this.
No, yeah. No, the thing is, you're kind of a hard proponent, like, to convince with some of this stuff.
I'm kind of realistic.
Yeah, Brady's pretty realistic. The nice part about that is stuff actually ends up working. Like, I feel like if I was just left to my own devices, there'd be a lot of really cool quarter of the way done ideas that will never work.
There would be an LS jet ski
Oh, for sure.
outside, never got finished.
Yeah.
I was pushing for that hard, and Brady would not get behind it.
Oh,
and I'm
dude.
grateful that he didn't.
Everybody's gonna hate me now because I stopped the idea.
No.
we would never get that to work.
The thing is,
dude,
in Brady's like defense, we just straight up don't have the tooling to build anything in a reasonable amount of time.
No, we're still working with angle grinders, mismatched drill bits and hole saws. Like probably a 1975 Craftsman.
It is the
drill
worst
press.
drill press of all. There's no step down from our drill press.
No, the only thing we have decent is a nice tube bender.
that leaks.
No, I fixed it. It doesn't.
It doesn't
leak?
No, put new
Wow.
seal in
No
it.
more leaks. We have some nice grinders.
We've got it. We have
Our grinders are nice.
really nice air compressor.
The grinders were nice 3 years ago.
Yeah, they're getting a little bit.
They're
of
getting
miles.
old.
We have put a ton of miles on that welder, the MIG, but it's a good machine.
The best part of the whole shop is the car lift.
Oh yeah,
Mm,
yeah,
true.
We literally have a 12,000-pound bend pack single post car lift, and that's been the greatest thing that's ever happened to
Ever.
us.
Ever.
Yeah,
Like
it's-
when that became operable, that
Oh.
changed our lives.
It did.
It's amazing.
I don't know how we went without it.
I don't either. The fact that you can throw your truck on it,
Yeah.
throw it in the air, and just look at it.
Yeah, we haven't really ever talked about like our experience in our upbringing. A car lift, we didn't even know what that was. It was straight up sketchy jack stands on blocks of wood, get it as high as it'll go,
I was honestly
and lift everything you can
probably,
possibly
I was
lift.
probably 15 before
High
I knew
lift.
what a car lift was.
high lifts.
High
yeah.
lifts were our bread and butter. I've
yeah.
had so many Jeeps fall off of
Oh.
a high lift jack.
Goodness.
Yeah. Thank goodness for a car lift. That's why we're here.
Yeah, that's why we're still alive.
But we, in this conversation, is a perfect avenue that we are doing everything that we can. We got a couple of things in the works, and part of this next week's video, we have got to figure out how to get better tooling to build these machines faster. Like, it's really getting on my nerves that we spent all freaking day, all three of us, all day, and barely got that motor mounted. Granted, there was a lot of measuring, there was a lot of squaring up, but that's pathetic. That's pathetic.
That was 2 tubes and like 12 tabs.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. And that took us all day because each thing had to get cut out individually with a freaking grinder.
Like,
Oh.
I mean, I feel like we're still in the Stone Ages sometimes when we're making 12 tabs all by hand.
Yeah.
It's
Horrible.
getting out of hand.
And then not only does it take forever, you don't want to do it.
No,
it's like I
no,
don't want
no.
to pick up a freaking grinder and try to like grind a perfect half circle so a tab looks decent.
Yeah. And then try to get them to match.
Yeah,
You know, you
it
can
doesn't
stack
happen.
them, and then you can drill the whole. We get pretty efficient.
we do.
The thing is you can't flip them backwards and have them be perfectly symmetrical, and that drives me nuts because when they get jumbled up on the table, it's like, oh, flip, which one went with which one? You
Yeah.
know, that doesn't line up
And
anymore.
the hole's a little bit further this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah.
Needless to say, we are going to figure out a solution to get better tooling. I mean, the solution. We're just going to figure out how to come up with the money to buy better tooling because we just have to figure out how to crank these projects out faster, which is going to be exciting. I mean, new tools.
Definitely.
Why are tools so cool? I mean, anything
It
new we
makes
get,
you want to work on stuff.
it makes it fun.
if you had all of the right tools.
When we bought that TIG welder,
Oh, dude.
it still to me is kind of like, oh, I can't wait to go
Yeah,
tinker with
yeah,
that.
yeah,
you know?
yeah,
is
yeah.
fun.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's one of my favorites in the shop is when the TIG rolls out, you feel like you're building race car stuff. You feel like you're building high
You're
quality.
gonna build something cool with
yeah.
the TIG.
Yep.
Even though the TIG isn't water cooled, so you get about 5
Yep.
inches of weld and then the torch is on fire.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
But
That gets
It's-
annoying.
you can't complain too much.
Yeah.
And that
No.
kind of leads us into what we're talking about today. And that is going to be going over all of the projects that we built with a grinder.
Does this are we talking full builds or different
Well,
different
where do we
variations
start?
of the build?
Not necessarily like all of the builds we've built from scratch. It's kind of all the vehicles we've had on the channel.
Okay, each vehicle individually, not the variations of it.
Well, we can talk about the variations when we get to it.
And
if you
in
want.
this rating, is this like fun to use, fun to
Yeah,
build?
how are we rating
Does
these
it
things?
suck?
It's
Does
just
it
like
look cool?
When you go back and think about that project, where would you put it?
Like your favorite sort of thing.
Yeah, if it sucked to build, you probably hate it. It's not that fun.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
That's
So you don't
kinda-
really have any premise to.
No, it's just kind of like
What we think about
yeah,
it.
I just want
Okay,
because
your opinion.
obviously, you guys at home, you don't get to see the backstory and like how these projects come to be and some of the backstories that we don't get to tell on camera.
Some of it comes across,
I
but
like
I would
this.
say, I don't know, probably half or 60% of the struggle. You definitely couldn't. You can't even. You
No.
couldn't if you wanted to.
Well, sometimes we get fed up with a project, just like, anybody at work gets fed up with a project you're working on at work. But you can't film that because you don't want the viewers to like know that you're mad at the project, and then it blows over and it's fine. So you guys don't get to see some of the issues we have.
But you guys are gonna hear about it in this
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
we're not
pro-
gonna
I
hold
like,
back.
I like what you got going here.
I was gonna say too, with like a lot of people will ask, how are you? How are you doing? What's it like being a YouTuber, whatever? And it's like you kind of start into you got some things bottled up with like we couldn't get this done, we couldn't do this fast enough, we couldn't do this, and I've just really realized, and I've said this several times, it's just a bad look to complain. Like it really is just a bad look to complain with what we do is so good. Like
Especially on
I
camera.
feel like an idiot complaining about it.
It looks so good on camera.
It does. It does.
It-
And it really is
A lot
good.
of things are very, very good. For
very
sure.
good. But there are some parts that are hard.
That's not what it's about here.
But-
Let's get into projects.
This is kind of crazy because I sat down at lunch and I listed out all of these projects, vehicles, whatever we've had. The list is 21 vehicles.
Oh my gosh.
Can
Really?
you believe that?
No.
Wait.
Well, actually, one of them's not a vehicle.
Is that including me and Brady's boat that we built?
Yes, that's on there.
I can't wait to get to that one.
And
Yeah.
this is all exactly in order from when the channel started to present.
Oh, dude.
Okay.
Heck
Which
yeah.
is kinda
This is gonna
fun.
be fun.
So, starting out, first build ever was Caleb's Jeep.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of started when we really started taking YouTube seriously. Like, we had a couple random videos before this, but that's when it was like, all right, every week, Caleb was building his Jeep.
We thought, you know what? How cool is it that an 18, 19-year-old kid is building a Jeep like this? Like, that's kind of unordinary, So that's why we thought we got something special here.
And it was
A very, very nice. Still to this
Yeah.
day, it's one of the nicest. There's a lot of nice Jeeps out there, but I
Yeah.
mean that Jeep's that Jeep's something.
It's still a nice Jeep, but it's not anything like it was when I first started building it to like compared to what was out there. A lot of stuff's caught up. A lot of people are building really nice Jeeps. Moto Built's making parts that make your Jeep 10 times nicer than my Jeep. Back then it wasn't that way.
I
There
wouldn't
wasn't.
say it's like it was way ahead of its time because, people had done what you did. You just did it in a very tasteful, very
Innovative.
thought out way because still to this day, that Jeep at full bump sits way lower than most people's Jeep.
Oh yeah.
Like the fact that you got the axles up way high,
Not just
low center
that,
of gravity.
but it's running a steering box. Anybody
Yeah.
can do a low Jeep, but none of them are running a steering
Yeah,
box that
exactly. And so that Jeep, it has, when he started building it, it was a 6.0 LS, 4L80 trans, Atlas 2 transfer case, Super Duties front and rear, 43-inch tires, and it's low.
low. Yeah, this poor kid
It's
had
sick.
no business building that Jeep at that
None.
time in his life either. Like
None, dude.
this is not like, hey, I've got 20 grand saved up. This was like, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm just going to do it, you know?
Yeah, there was definitely not enough money at all to finish the
You were
vehicle.
getting married in the middle.
Yeah.
There was a move between houses in the middle.
He sold his daily driver to finish it, so he had nothing to drive.
Me and Lou shared her car for months so I could finish my Jeep. Dude, I gave everything into my Jeep. And I still, you know, to be honest with you, I'm grateful in a way. Not least because of the videos and YouTube and what that's done to our lives now. But like, I love that, like, people ask me, you know, is there anything you'd go back and change? And genuinely, the only thing that I'll say is, like, I wish I would have done it to an LJ. Or I wish I would have stretched the TJ. I wish it was a little bit longer. But everything else I love. And so it's nice to, like, put that work into it. And you don't want to tear it apart. Well, I say that, but it's been regenerated like 6 times since it was done. But for the most part, the bones, I don't think I'll ever change.
Okay. Are we rating this 1 out of 10?
Yeah, and I think we each just give it a rating.
Okay,
like
I
we don't
like
have to
that.
have unanimous.
But I think we need to have a little bit of a reason for our rating.
Yeah.
Okay?
That works.
So let's go Alex to this side.
Is it 10 out of 10 is the Dane?
No, we're
10 out
doing
of
like
10 's perfect.
not. Oh yeah, okay, that's a good idea. I'm gonna say Caleb's Jeep is 1 out of 10 for me.
Whoa, wait.
I love your Jeep.
you mean 10 out of 10.
No, 10.
We were
is the
thinking
worst.
10 is
No,
a
10's the
Dane.
best.
No,
You usually always
number
go up.
1 is the best.
like 100% is like
No.
the best.
1 is the best.
Okay,
10's
we
the
can go with
worst.
his rating.
It's a number 1.
Wow, that's okay.
I love that Jeep, and 1 because almost 99% of the time it always works. 2, it helped build this channel, and 3, it's done some crazy things with the dually tires. We've jumped that thing huge,
The
like
log on the top.
the log on the top, the seats on the top.
Oh.
That Jeep is a workhorse.
I
It
hope
is.
you're putting images of this on screen
I'll
for
see if I
anybody
can find
watching on
some.
YouTube.
I guarantee that Jeep's done more work than most 1-ton pickup trucks.
That's
All right,
my rating.
What would you
okay.
give it?
I'm gonna give it a 2. It's that high to me because I love that Jeep. I can't say it's my number 1 favorite Jeep ever, but it is. Like, I love that thing. But it's a 2 because I had this brand spanking new garage.
Oh,
And that Jeep roached my brand new garage.
It
Just
did.
getting built. Like, grinding dust everywhere.
I feel like we cleaned it up all right, though.
Who's we? I did.
Oh, wait a minute. No, I was there.
Did what?
Oh, I was sweeping.
You swept.
No, maybe I wasn't. No, I
No, you
swear.
weren't
I
there.
swear I had
you were
something to do
editing a
with it.
video.
Oh,
I did
maybe
it,
that's what it was.
I mean,
Whoops.
chips in the concrete, stuff like that. But it was all worth it in the end because that Jeep. I've got an emotional connection that you don't take care of it, and it hurts my soul.
Me too. It's always me and Brady cleaning
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, you
fixing
guys
it.
do.
We love
You
that
guys
thing.
do take care of it. I
It's
would.
so Caleb.
It is.
Oh yeah.
You look at that Jeep and you see Caleb.
You can
for
almost
sure.
hear Morgan Wallen's Dangerous album when you look at it, you know?
That's maybe something you ought to share.
So while I was building it, Morgan Wallen dropped Dangerous album, and that was literally all that was ever on.
Yeah.
That Jeep knows
Repeat.
every song on that album. Like,
over and
oh,
over
yeah.
and over and over.
That was
again.
all I listened to, and so any time that I hear those songs, I think about building my Jeep and having grinding dust in my nose. And,
All right, give it a rating.
Oh,
Let's move on.
I'm gonna give it a 1 just because. It's,
Can you really though?
the only reason I'm giving it a 1 is it's like Michelangelo. It's like everything that I could show my ability building is in that Jeep.
But
That's like my best work that I have to offer. And that Jeep is kind of the culmination of the best work that I've ever done on anything.
But you like to look at it more than you like to use it. I would say.
What?
You
I like
like-
to look at
Yeah,
it.
so like looking at it, you'd give it a 1, but like usually you don't use it.
I don't usually use it because I'm always working. No, I like to use my Jeep. Brady's throwing some serious shade.
I'm just stating the truth.
Can't
here.
wait till we get Brady's Jeep involved.
I barely made the list.
Yeah, flip.
All right, number 2 was the school bus.
Oh,
Oh,
flip.
man.
You guys remember that thing?
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, yeah.
So the
yeah.
school bus, this was like early in the channel.
People
Marvin-
are still asking about it.
I know. That's why I wanted to put it on here. It's not like a crazy build. It's like,
There is
People
no
need an answer.
way people are still asking about
oh,
that.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So Marvin from Flex Rocks and Rollovers kind of caught wind of our channel and invited us to 24 Hell and Back, which was on the other side of the country.
Mm-hmm.
East
Oh
Coast.
my gosh.
We'd never been before, and all we had was Caleb's Jeep. We didn't have a truck that we'd even think would make it to the East Coast. You know,
Mm-mm.
it was like, how are we going to get there? And I had this old Jeep TJ, and we started talking. And anyways, I found a school bus,
and found
really
out that a
nice
school
bus.
bus has a big Caterpillar diesel motor.
big old diesel motor. I think it had an Allison transmission.
It only had like 30,000 miles.
Yeah, it was a nice bus. The windows were all tinted.
Yeah, it was
sick. And it was actually here in our like hometown. Traded the guy for this bus, and that was so fun.
Oh, it was a
Oh,
ride.
it was.
Take it to lunch.
Yes.
And it was such a good time. And we had all these plans to cut the roof and raise it.
Essentially make it so we could put my Jeep
Two Jeeps in
Oh,
there at some point. We wanted to.
Yeah.
put Jeeps inside the bus so we could just beeline it across the country with Jeeps in it.
A side note, too, looking back how funny this was, a lot of people will chop it off in the back and just leave it open deck, and they'll pull their Jeep on the open, deck on the back. We wanted to go inside so we could be able to fix and work on the
Yep.
Jeeps while we're driving.
Yep.
We had big dreams.
We were pretty
yeah.
ambitious.
We found out real quick that once the wheel wells went over the back tires on the bus,
That ain't gonna work.
the roll cage and would have hit the ceiling, and then in order to raise that up, it would have looked completely goofy and stupid. So we kind of lost wind with that.
Yeah, and it would have taken more than like $20, and that's all we had back then.
And
I'm gonna give that thing like a it's 10, so 10's the worst.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it like a 7. Just because I'm a little bit disappointed in the fact that it never went anywhere. And it wasn't very powerful. It went about 60, pegged, downhill, empty.
Yeah, that
so
was a problem.
we would have never went anywhere with two Jeeps in it.
We'd have hit, a mountain pass. We would have been down to 20 miles an hour.
And I want to
That
say
would've
that it
been
was
bad.
like it got hot too, maybe once or twice. or
The
something.
gauge
No, it's
was
just a gauge.
finicky.
Yeah.
Anyways, I give it a 3.
You said 7.
7. Well, your
Yeah, I know, it's
ratings got me
backwards.
off.
I'm gonna go 8.
8. You didn't like it.
Well, no. So kind of the same reasons, but the reason that it's not a 10 or a 9 is because of the fun that we had in it driving it. I remember driving in the front, looking in the back, we just went and got ice cream, I think, one
Yeah.
night. Just no camera or whatever. We were just
The whole
bawling.
family?
Yeah, Mom was in there with us. And we were just going, and I remember thinking, like, this is the YouTube life. This is
Yeah.
what life's gonna be like. This is fun. I can't wait to start this project. So there was a little bit of fun with it, but I was disappointed to see it leave. But yeah,
I think I give it probably a 6. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I thought it's one of those, like, it's not mysterious, but like when you look at a big building, it's like, dang, that thing's it's got a feeling around it.
Yeah.
That's how I felt about the bus.
It was so big.
Huge.
Yeah, big motor, like just tall. It was way long. It was way fun to drive. But yeah, we ended up just selling it, and so for people asking, it's sold.
it's gone.
a
Sorry.
long time
For a
ago.
while.
Maybe in the future we do something with a school
We're
bus.
gonna just
but
need
who
to. We need to
knows?
find one with more goose, dude. That thing.
I don't know if you
was
can.
A dog.
I don't think there's any buses out there that are breaking records.
Well, that C7, it was a pretty decent motor, but it wasn't the one that you really wanted.
The injectors, they had issues.
Yeah, they didn't put
For
out
some
a ton
reason.
of power.
All right. What's
either.
the next one?
Next one's my Jeep. That was the
Which one?
The Roach.
the Roach.
The Roach.
That one's
There's a
It
good story
depends
behind that.
on the revision that we talk about, whether I like it or not. Because the beginning, dude, when I bought that Jeep, I was blinded. Like, I thought it was way better than it was because I didn't have one, and so anything looked good to me. And looking back, I don't wish I didn't buy it because I do love it, but I can't believe I bought it.
We got to tell the infamous story about why we call it the Roach. And it's freaking hilarious because it's like what do they call that? That's like something that's like opposite. Oh man, I'm trying to remember what it's called in English. It's like a.
Do you remember what it is in Spanish?
No. I'm talking like English class where it's like a oxymoron. It's like we call it the Roach, but I can give my rating right now. It's a number 1. I think your Jeep's my favorite Jeep of all time. But what's funny is that we call it the Roach because it started out. Well, let's tell the story. So
want me to tell
you
you
bought
know?
the Jeep. And
Alex didn't have a Jeep at the time. Caleb was building his, and I was kind of
Caleb got
building
his
mine.
done.
mine was done.
Did I have? No, I had sold my black.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
you've had your Jeep for a while.
I had
were
my LJ.
just coming off of the high of Moab with Caleb's Jeep for the first time, and that just made me want a Jeep again bad.
because you had like 900 before that. You just
Yeah.
didn't.
and
have
you
one at
hadn't
the
had one
time.
for a while.
Well, I had that a TJ at the time, just a stock, on 33s, just to cruise around town. That was it. And then that one came on for sale.
and
and-
you've got to put a picture on screen for the people
Oh
watching
yeah,
on YouTube.
I've got a couple videos.
It's out of hand.
It came online, and that was, we were kind of getting momentum with the channel, and I was like, I gotta have a Jeep if we're gonna start this channel. And so I found that one, and it was a 2015 JK. It had like 30,000 miles or 50,000, pretty low, but it had 42s, bead locks. It had a 4-to-1 transfer case. It had
1-ton axle.
Had some good parts.
Had some good parts, and it was the original motor, original trans.
And me and Brady didn't know about it.
No, I
Alex
did this
bought it.
alone.
And
They-
it's
'cause I wanted
probably
to
a good,
surprise
it's probably
them.
a good thing because Brady would have talked you out of
Well,
it.
the funny
and then
thing
you
was
wouldn't
is
have it.
I saw it online.
I texted you about it.
Well, yeah, but you didn't tell me you were gonna buy it,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Yeah, dude, that thing's
Things
beat."
roached.
No, you told me it had some good parts.
Well, yeah, I did,
And I didn't
did.
ask you to buy it. I was like, dude, did you see this Jeep? And you're like, yeah, it's got some good parts, but I don't know.
I was like, the guy that put it on was not expecting to sell it. It was just one of those. Hey, I'm gonna list this thing.
So anyways, Alex goes, we don't know about it. He buys it. We film a video. He meets us out in 5 Mile. We were pretty ecstatic that he had a Jeep. I
Well,
felt pretty good about
Let's
it.
see. When I bought it, I want to say it ran and drove, but it needed something. I think it was a hub or a brake or something was locked
You remember
up.
the rotor picture?
Yeah, so that was the first day I bought it. I brought it home, and me and my buddy hopped in it, and we were going to go Jeeping the first night. And I started driving down the road, and all of a sudden it was like, you smell that?
Is that
Smells like
burning
brakes.
electrical?
Yeah, and I got out, and that rotor was bright red.
It was glowing.
Yeah, I have a picture. I'll
You-
put it on
you
the
seen the
screen.
picture.
Oh yeah.
It was bad.
I've never
insane.
seen that in my life.
it was impressive.
Usually they'll just smoke, and it's like, ooh, that's hot.
This one is
red.
red.
But anyways, the Jeep it was built on the East Coast, and the guy had like a full bore loan on it, had some guy build it, and I think some finances went bad, and the bank ended up repoing it. And so the guy that in Utah bought it from auction, brought it home, he was going to build it, and he ended up not having the money or whatever. So he put it up for sale. And to me, I was like, dude, this has 1 tons and 42s. I was like, I can do the rest. They're good axles, and I can at least sell the 42s. I had pit bulls. It's like, I can get some swampers after this.
There were pictures of the Jeep when it had just got done on the ad. Who did what they did to it? Was it the first owner or the second owner?
Are you talking about the dent?
Just
Who did
everything.
what they did
Oh,
to it?
dude. That Jeep was beat. Bad.
Oh, dude.
Bad.
And then not only that, everything was rusted because it was on the East Coast and it sat in an auction
Salt
yard.
water.
It It was a mess.
It wasn't just tipped over.
Oh, dude.
It wasn't
Tipped over
rolled.
would have
It
looked
hadn't
brand new compared to this thing.
So anyway, I want to get to the story of the name.
Yeah.
So this is probably a year or two later. The guy, it's on our channel and stuff, and the guy that built it for the guy that got it repoed messaged us. He's like, "Yo, dude, I'm the one that built that." And
If you have any questions, hit me up or something.
yeah, and
like
I did, because there were some things that I didn't know about and whatever.
What was the question you asked him?
I can't remember. All I remember is when we were talking about it, all that he sent back was like,
No, wait a minute. Wait, I thought it was you hadn't bought it yet, and you messaged him because
no, I
he
had
said this
bought
guy
it.
built
I was
it.
asking for a receipt for the rear locker
That's what it
because the
was.
stupid zip locker has never worked since day one.
Yep, that's
You
right.
you ought to. I don't remember good enough to tell it.
All I know is Alex was asking him a question about it, like about the Jeep, and the guy was like, sent a message, and the crowning jewel of the message was he said, "The thing's roached," or "things roached," or something like that. And none of us had ever said that before. And you told me and Brady, and we died.
It
It
just
was
tickled
so
us.
Oh, it was the
funny.
funniest thing.
Those are the only words he described it with.
Thing.
Things roached. So that's when we started saying roached, and then that turned into the roach.
the roach.
Well, I think. Well, tell me this: was it at this point when you had some weird movement in your rear axle, or the axle seal or something went out, so you popped off the driver's side hub on the rear and saw that some goof had been in there with a welder,
Welded up
the spindle,
the spindle.
because he busted it, welded it back on and grinded it.
Mhm.
It
just
was
barely,
unreal.
So
Yeah.
the bearing fit over it. Like,
The only
we
thing,
couldn't believe
the
what we
only
were
thing
saying.
still in that Jeep, it didn't have an Atlas.
That I bought.
It didn't have an Atlas.
No.
You
No.
put an Atlas in it. The only thing that's still in that Jeep is the front axle.
The front axle, about 3 feet of the frame, and the dash.
And the dash. Everything else is
Everything
else
different.
is completely
But
different.
you'd think I was an idiot, and I was. But the nice thing is I was able to sell so many parts off that Jeep to buy the ones
Yeah.
I wanted. I sold the tires. I sold the motor.
It had
and
brand new
trans,
ORIs on it.
ORIs to
You
get
got
brand
rid
new
of
coilovers.
instantly.
So after driving it with a stock motor, it was terrible. So then we LS swapped it. We did better suspension. Me and Caleb rebuilt the whole 4-link system. It went through a front and a back half from Moto-Built. I'm glad the rear axle went away, because then I was able to do a Moto-Built truss and brackets and everything I wanted.
And your
that
front
way.
truss is the sickest truss.
Front
ever. I
truss,
mean, we're getting
Moto-Built.
into the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
The-
we don't need to
the-
go that into detail.
It's a number one for me, and I'll give you the reason why too. Because there's a lot of sick LJs, tons of them. There's a lot of cool. There's less cool TJs. Nobody has a two-door JK that is done that well. Like there's plenty of TJs that are sicker than mine.
there are some, but
I mean, there's some that are
There's-
done really nice,
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to throw shade on anybody's two-door JK. Like there's some that are great. Yours is, there's just not one that's like it. There's
it's
just not one that's
exactly
like
what
it.
you would do.
It's
to
exactly
to
how
a
I would do
JK.
it, and it's going to be turboed now, so it's going to be exactly what Caleb would do to it, and that's why and it's my favorite color. It's amazing.
I'm having a hard time coming up with a number.
You just need to get it to freaking work again for the
It's killing
ninth
me.
time.
I did work on it yesterday.
I'm gonna give it a.
It is always in your way.
I'm gonna give it a 3. Yours was a 2, right?
Yeah.
So Alex's Jeep also roached my garage. But I do.
You're so worried about things, Braid.
Well, this is the thing. I love the Jeep. I loved driving it. Alex let me drive it a couple of times, and it was so fun to drive. But the reason it's not a 2 is because Alex has never taken the time to make it run perfect. It never went to the tuner.
Yeah,
It never.
that's the truth.
It never had the fine tune things fixed in it, so you never loved it. You know,
it never
was-
has ran great.
Yeah. I think
I would say it did. I thought it ran pretty good.
it ran
you could
good.
reach up there, start it.
Yeah,
It ran good.
But it never
did.
had a ton of power. I think that's what it was missing.
It was never optimized.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
That's fair.
I would say that.
I'm
but I
thinking
think after
now.
the turbo for sure. It'll be
Yeah.
it'll be
be
right
two
there
for
with
you.
Caleb's.
I think my rating is probably a 2, maybe 1.5. It's somewhere in there. I love it. I love how the front bumper being tucked up and the JL grill conversion. I love the front of that Jeep. But when I look at it, I just see the problems. And that's probably every Jeep owner. I see that it doesn't have a freaking roll cage that's sick. I hate that about it. And there are just some things, but the things that I don't like don't outweigh the things that I love. I love that Jeep. So yeah, it's a number 2. So we'll move on. Number 3 is Brady's Jeep.
Mm.
Oh, jeez.
This one's kind of hard to talk about.
Yeah, I don't even know what.
Somebody's gonna get teary-eyed here. That's probably me. The funny thing is we got my Jeep the same trip we got Caleb's Jeep.
And my Jeep's all but wore out now. It's sold.
Yeah.
That's how
This
long
is
it's been together.
2020.
2020.
Yeah, we drove clear to Oklahoma from Utah, Idaho area, clear out there just to buy this body and tub. That was the main reason we went.
Mm-hmm.
Then we picked Caleb's up on the way. Alex got some parts. We all got some parts. So I've had this thing for a long time.
I'm gonna give you Jeep a 1 as well.
It's
Kind of for the same reason that I'm gonna give mine a 1. It's like another level too. It's like the best work. It's like everybody's SEMA build, right? It's like this is the best we can physically do, and it's right here, and this is what we have. That's Brady's Jeep, and so. Like when anybody ever asks me, because a lot of people, they're like, hey, what do you think about this lift kit? What do you think about doing this? Look at Brady's Jeep. That's exactly how I would do it. Literally every single thing on it, minus maybe the transmission, but we'll find out about that. That might be great. It's got an 8-speed transmission. Other than that, there is not a single thing I would have done differently on that. Well, maybe a Haltech, but your motor's too new.
That's a pretty good compliment. I feel like my Jeep sometimes, to me, is like a German car. It's over-engineered.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it's overthought
Way
about
overthought.
and unnecessary
Oh,
in
for
a
sure.
lot of areas.
For sure.
And sometimes when I go to work on something, I've done something that makes that something hard to do. It's like, oh, why didn't I just go simple on that? But this, when we were building these, when we started them, it was way before, like, Motobuilt didn't have a full frame or back halves and front halves, like right then and there. We were building them.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I have my frame pretty much built by the time those came out. I'm just going to run with that. It is going to be what it is. It might be a hillbilly frame, but...
And then Motobuilt drops a full frame before your Jeep's
I
done.
was like, oh, I'd been done with this thing.
We give him so much grief because... I mean, you would probably do a Motobuilt frame over the frame that we literally spent years.
That frame is insane.
It's
though.
absurd.
It's so cool.
It is
all
cool.
literally hand built. Not one piece of it came from any other frame. It's fully custom.
The thing that
It's
I'm
sick.
proud about, it's square.
Oh, I'll bet it's square.
After ruining 2 floor jacks
Yeah,
and bending,
Bending
the table,
Yeah.
it's straight.
It's perfect. It got built on my tub that was flipped upside down. And I utilized every square inch of everything. And I don't know if it'll be any good, but
We need a rating out of it.
I'm gonna give it a.
It has given a lot of pain and anguish.
Probably.
I mean, that makes me want to make it a 2.
I was gonna give it a 3, but I love it so much. I'm gonna probably have to say 2. Because it is my own and it's everything that I want, everything I would do, but it's not a number 1 because it still ain't done. It's a thorn on my butt, and I've had people asking when it's going to be done now for like the last 15
old.
years of my life.
I'm going to lower mine to 2 because it's always in the way of the flipping car lift, and we never use the
True.
car lift. And your Jeep's been gone getting the headers
It has
done.
been
And we
gone for
haven't
a
used
long
the
time.
car lift once.
Right.
Well, we just got used to not having
Exactly,
it.
exactly. We're back into the Stone Ages. But that I'm going to lower it to 2 because I'm sick of
You
it
can't
being in the
lower it
way.
after you put. You can't do that.
What is it,
What
Alex?
is it?
I'm going to give it a 2. And here's why. The engineering, the fab work, the parts going in that Jeep are a 1. They're
Oh, yeah.
insane.
It was
Like,
the goof that built it.
no.
He did a nice job.
The goof I would rate a 9.
Oh.
But
Yeah, we don't like him, but he does a nice job.
the reason it's a 2 is because you will not settle for anything less than absolutely perfect.
And it's annoying.
And it's annoying.
It is.
Honestly.
It is. It
like,
truly is.
it's going to be cool when it's done, but in the process of building it,
Pain.
oh my gosh, it's like, Brady, just do this.
Yeah.
Just let
No,
your frame be bent.
Yep.
Let that body mount not line up with the bolt.
No, that's
Yeah.
not what I'm talking about. it's the little intricate things that it's like, why are you making it harder than it needs to be when it could be the same way, just easier and quicker? That's the only reason it's 2.
There may have been a few of those kind of things.
All right, what's the next one?
All right, next one is the mini truck.
Oh my gosh, dude. I'm going to just get do I have to give an explanation?
Well,
Yeah, you do.
we
I'm
need to
gonna
give a backstory.
I'm gonna say an 8.
Really?
I freaking hate that truck. I like it's from the get-go. I didn't want to build it.
You didn't at all. We were on our way back from Pocatello doing something. I can't remember what it was. And that's when the idea came. And we were like, dude, mini trucks are pretty cool. We've never had one.
They're
And
so
I was
fun.
all about building a cool truck.
There was a guy down the road that had one, and every time we passed, my wife would be like, "Oh, we should get one of those."
Yeah. So then we were like, well, why don't we make it huge
and make it like sick, make it a huge tow
and
truck.
make it so it can tow our Jeeps out when we bust them?
And I took one good look at it and said, that thing will never be cool. It
You
can
did
be
say that.
cooler.
You hated it from the start.
Yeah, and I still hate it. There was a time where I thought that it was much cooler than I do today, but I'm not kidding. That truck ruined some of my love for fabrication. I used to truly love it. It ruined it for me. And it's taken a long time for me to want to come back out in the garage and start working on something again. Like, it was too much for me, man. It was like if you love sushi, but all you can eat is sushi for 5 years for every meal, you don't like sushi anymore.
That one sucks too because we didn't have the heater in the shop. It was
Yeah.
just the stove, so it was always freezing.
And that Plaz was so dirty,
And
and
there
the shop was always full of
Smoky.
cancer.
so much grinding on that stupid
Oh
truck.
my gosh.
That was rough.
It was fun though when it started. It was pretty electric to have something that you
cool.
spent that much time on, and it started and it sounded cool. The turbo sounded cool. We use it once, the turbo blows up. It really has been a menace. It's been a menace. Everything
I can't
underneath.
believe you remember it that way. Because I remember it. It's fun. It always runs good. Like,
The brakes
That's
are
how I think
horrible.
about it.
You know what I think about at Matt's off-road games when Alex raced it? It was like
yeah, that was okay. Hang on. I'm a 7 actually. I'm a 7, not an 8.
that thing.
It rips.
That thing freaking
It does
eats.
rip.
It rips, and when the wastegate opens up and it sounds like a wild animal.
and it's on the
Yeah.
limiter
Yeah.
with the turbo.
You're right. Yeah, that's
You almost
fun.
don't dare keep it to the floor because you're like
kinda
you were
scary.
sitting on top of the motor and the sounds and the vibrations are just going hog wild under there.
Yeah.
And it rides pretty good.
So what's your final rating after you change it?
Seven.
7.
Part of it too is because the transmission's cracked.
Yeah,
And I was over
Alex is going to talk about that, right?
I was over at Frederick's the other day, and he's like, "Hey, I saw in the video the transmission's cracked." He's the guy that built the transmission for us. Stud. The transmission's like the strongest part of the whole truck, and Alex cracked it, not having anything to do with like the transmission failing. It was when you hit a rock with a 6,000
he
pound
pretty
truck
much
They don't like that.
he turtled it up on a rock
On
on
the
the
transmission.
transmission.
And so, anyways, Frederick was like, "Just pull that thing out, bring it over, and I'll put everything in a new case and get it all going for you." And I was like, "Man, he's just such a stud. He's the
Good dude.
best,
Yeah.
super good dude." And then I just started thinking, like, to pull that transmission out, I'm gonna lose it.
I'm kind of excited about it, honestly.
Are you?
I think it'd be kind of fun.
To pull
Put it-
the transmission?
Put it up on the lift. You take the transfer case out, bell housing bolts. It's a Turbo 400. It's easy.
Well,
It's about as
We just
easy as
need
you can
time.
ask
I think
for.
we're
Yeah.
gonna need you to do it soon. 'Cause
I take full responsibility. That was 100% my fault. And I do feel bad about it because we can't use it right now. And
well, it's not like
Anyways.
we're
It
getting
is what
calls
it is.
left and right to go recover anybody.
Yeah. Nobody
All right,
trusts
Brad.
it.
Yeah. All right, Braid. What's your rating?
I'm a half and half on that one. I think I've had a lot of fun in it, and I enjoy that truck, but it was a nightmare to build, and it has let us down a bunch of times. When that first turbo went out and
Oh,
stranded
dude.
us, I was like,
Right before the
freaking
off-road game.
piece of crap. Like, and then I just all I could hear was you two in my ear. We should put a turbo on it. No, it doesn't need a turbo. We should do it. It's only gonna cost a few $100 and just a little bit more time. Like, okay,
And it kind of did until
We
the
bu-
turbo blew.
we bought a $50 turbo and it blew up and almost ruined the motor.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it probably did because
Yeah,
this
'cause now it
piece of crap
smokes.
smokes,
Yeah,
and we
it
don't know
smokes.
why.
yeah, it's
Just
a weird.
random.
It is a
dude.
weird thing.
Random.
If anybody knows why an LS does that,
But it's only on like decel. Like once you're in it and then you let off and then it idles, that's when it happens.
but even it's not even that consistent that I've noticed.
It's not
just
consistent.
It's like there's no
random.
pattern to it.
Yeah,
That's
it's
odd.
weird. In our defense, though, we aren't a ton of money into the turbo system until it blew. Then we put a pretty nice
And
turbo
the
in it.
intercooler system we threw on it.
Yeah, it wasn't that expensive. It wasn't terrible. We're probably $1,000 into the whole system.
No,
Wastegate,
that
we-
turbo
yeah,
was
yeah, right.
Okay,
more than
okay,
that.
but before the turbo blew, in our defense,
It's a nice turbo that's on it.
it is a nice
now.
turbo that's on it. We had turboed my Jeep before this was done, and after I turboed my Jeep, I was like, I can't have an NALS. I just don't want it. I don't even want it in there if it's going to be NA. It makes it so good when it's turboed.
That motor is a stock 5.3 that had to have been close to 200,000 miles.
Yeah,
No ring gap,
Gen 4.
no anything, straight turbo, and it runs 10 pounds of boost at the limiter, and it doesn't care. It's awesome.
It would probably beat my truck in a race.
It's
The thing's
quick.
fast.
It flipping ribs.
All right, what's
Okay,
your rating?
you
What,
didn't
did you
rate
give it a
I
5?
did. I went 5.
Okay, 5. That's probably what I was gonna say. 5. I when I think of the mini truck, I love it. I think it's fun because there's nothing like it, and there was one time that all three of us were in it. And
That
we're
was
squished
fun.
in there.
Yeah,
and
that's
driving
fun.
this little truck. That was a good time. I always think of the good parts about it. Building it wasn't that fun. Starting it was pretty fun.
I love the exhaust on
I love
it.
driving it.
Yeah.
I drove it in
Except the
Moab.
brakes.
I
And
don't
the fact
mind
that it's
the
top
brakes.
heavy and flipping sketchy to drive.
Yeah, dude. So when we went to Easter Jeep Safari, my Jeep wasn't done. Brady was in the Cybertruck. I was in the mini truck. And me and my wife had so much fun in that thing. It was a riot.
I gotta say one thing. This is not just, nobody told us to say this. I'm very impressed with those lock off-road shocks that we put on that.
Me too.
He sent us some out, and I was like, I haven't really heard much about these guys.
Dude,
but
that
let's
thing
run it.
rides awesome.
Glad you said that.
Not just that. It doesn't just ride nice. We didn't clearance where we put the shocks on the back with the frame. So when we put Mitch's Jeep on the back and it was flexing and doing what it
Oh,
is,
yeah.
the body of the shock hit the frame, and those shocks still don't leak.
It had 45-degree side
Side
load
load.
of the frame on the body of the shock.
Yeah.
Holy
Dented
cow.
the body, and it's fine.
Yeah. They
The
still ride
shocks are
great.
great. I love those shocks mostly. Well, one, they ride good. Two, the adjustability. You can go from stiff as a rock
It actually makes a
to
difference.
soft as a pillow.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It
you go
is.
to the clickers on my Foxes, they don't do as much.
Yeah.
Which a tuner, you'd probably be like, yeah, you change the valving to get what you want. I like the adjustability in those locks.
Yeah.
They're pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, we haven't had experience with any other of their shocks, but the ones that are on that truck, I'm pretty freaking impressed with.
Yeah. That truck's fun. It rides nice. It goes 70 down the highway.
Yeah.
It cools amazing. The transmission gets warm on long poles. The lockers are awesome.
Mhm.
I love that truck. The steering's great. Everything.
The tires are awesome.
Overall, yeah, I'll stay at 5 because I don't want to fix it, but yeah.
All right,
We need
what's
to
our
put a skid plate on it.
what's
That's
our
our next thing.
yeah.
All right. After the mini truck, we got our first work truck.
Oh man.
That was a big step for us.
That truck said Peck Brothers all over it.
It did.
I don't know why.
I'm giving it a solid 3. Solid 3, yeah.
That one was fun because we had a guy that watched us that became our friend, and he worked for a company, and he's like, hey, I have this truck. We had been talking about wanting one, and he's like, I'll make you guys a good deal on it. And we scraped together every dollar we had and went and bought that truck. It was a 2011 F350.
2012.
2012.
Was it 12?
It was a 12.
And it had 230 on it when we bought it, 230,000 miles. That truck was nice.
Yeah, it had airbags in the back.
And I'm pretty sure it had been used like out in the mine.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you would think it'd be like, this thing's probably
It
gonna be
was
fine.
tight.
The body was nice.
Yeah, the interior was
And then
perfect.
those 22s that we got from Mitch.
Yeah, the
Oh.
forces.
Yeah, pretty soon, like, we went from, like, scraping pennies, like, trying to figure out how to pay bills to all of a sudden we were all three in our work truck on American Forces, and it was like, wow, what just happened here? You know?
It felt like we were getting somewhere.
Yeah, it
you
did.
started to feel successful. It's like we're not in our personal truck; we're in our work truck. That's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
It was a great
big
truck
step.
for us, too.
Mhm.
The only reason that I gave it a 3 was because it had no tuning. Like, we didn't do any tuning on it. It had the factory, like, super restrictive exhaust. It didn't have any sort of performance stuff. And so when you're pulling 3 Jeeps on the gooseneck or the 2 Jeeps in the boat on the gooseneck, it was really hard on that truck.
Yeah, it didn't
But
love that.
It still
did it.
went over those steep passes.
Yeah,
at
it did.
like
You could pull
50.
it. Yeah, 45.
It was pretty decent.
I mean,
for
you
what
can't.
It was.
I'm just saying, like, that was really, and it ran hot because it was, we were going so slow. The torque converter wasn't locked. Like, I just remember thinking, man, if this truck just had more power, I'd love it. I'd never want to sell it.
And any wore out Ford's better than a brand new Dodge.
Oh, any day of the week.
Man, that's just, we'd put that on a flipping shirt.
I'm going to give that truck a 4. And the only reason is I'm not a long bed guy without it being a dually.
Yeah.
That's the
I
only
loved
reason.
it. I loved it.
I loved the space.
I did too.
Oh,
but I mean,
that was
yeah,
nice.
I'm kind of a dually guy if it's going to be a long bed.
Mhm.
I'll probably actually give that thing a 2. I loved that truck. Was it everything about it perfect? No. That's why it's not a 1, but it was
Old Wyatt.
great.
Yeah.
Oh, Wyatt.
Oh,
If you
geez.
know, you know.
We're going to leave it at that. All right.
You got to be a pretty hardcore viewer.
Yeah.
and a long
There'll
time
be some
viewer.
guys that, I mean, I bet a bunch of these guys watching a podcast, they probably know.
Yeah, maybe comment if you remember that story.
Next vehicle is the Malibu Wakesetter.
Oh, geez, man. That one's so hard. It's got so much mixed emotions
It
because
does.
I was so excited about it originally, when we got it, or when we recovered it.
The recovery, yeah.
Yeah. Like, and that was also during the freaking mini truck build that, like, I wanted no part in working on the mini truck this week.
It took us away from that.
Yeah.
Anything we could do to get out of the shop.
Tyler calls us. He's like, hey, we sunk our Malibu Wakesetter, and we're like,
Sends us a picture.
We'll be there.
And it was like
No. We're like, we don't give a crap what we have to do. We're getting out of the shop. So the recovery of it was really fun. And I remember thinking, man, it'd be awesome. Because we knew, Tyler's dad was going to get a new boat. He doesn't want a sunk boat. And so it's probably going to go to insurance and then they're going to auction it off and whatever. And so he got the ability to buy back from the insurance. And we're like, dude, can you imagine if we came up with enough money to buy this boat? And I was so excited about it because, we didn't have one at the time. I don't think you had your...
I did.
Did you have your Mastercraft?
Yeah, he did.
But we were like, it'd be sick to have 2 boats, I guess. I don't know what that was.
No, it was just sick to have a work boat that we could go and... We got a work truck. We need a work boat.
So, everything was going great. And then we got a freaking Rockford Fosgate sound system in it, dude. And that made it, drooling.
That was very hard to install because it was all new wiring because the rest of it was junk.
Corroded.
So I had to rewire through the tower.
We cut in a new deck, and it had the brand new, just released Rockford Fosgate amps. It had two
all the
12-inch subs
lit up 2 12s.
It was
dude.
so freaking loud.
It was the best sound system I've ever heard in my entire life. Out of anything.
You could be 100 feet behind that boat and it would still sound
And it wasn't just loud, because there's some sound systems that are just loud. It was perfect.
So every speaker was on an amplifier.
Yeah.
The subs had their own amp. You could crank that thing to 40 and it would be clear as day.
It hurt my ears.
It was awesome.
That boat made me... Because that was the first time that we had ever done a collaboration with Rockford Fosgate on something. It was I'm excited to try this stuff out. Because we've had some Rockford Fosgate stuff. It made it
all of it.
Well, yeah, we liked it. I mean, we got it all secondhand. So every now and again, you'd have a punch that was cracked. We'd silicone it back together.
Yeah.
But after that, I was like, dude, I'm never going to buy any other stereo other than Rockford Fosgate.
It was impressive.
Everything I want it to sound just like that.
You know what sold me, though, was the guys over there. They are so sick.
Oh, dude, they're sick.
The coolest guys... I always say that. We have the coolest friends ever. In this industry, we meet the coolest people ever.
But they're
and they're
tight
one
with
of
us.
them.
Yeah.
You're talking the guys at Rockford.
Rockford, yeah.
You can call those guys and just BS with them.
I talk to him a lot. He sends me pictures when he goes to boat shows and
they're just studs.
They're
man.
just awesome.
They're just
cool.
studs.
I love Rockford.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what was your grading?
Well, so I was getting with the story. After the stereo and we went out to go try and use it, that was when the rating starts really dropping fast.
Yeah.
Because, like anybody that owns a boat knows, if you got a problem boat, you have no money. And a problem boat. You have those two things. So it was 100% a 1 for me. And then we took it out and literally had constant problems with it. And so I think it dropped down. For me, it probably dropped down to I was so frustrated, I think I'm a 7 with it. Probably not as bad as the mini truck, but I think I'm giving it a 7 just because it was, I don't know boats very well. So when something would go wrong, it's I don't know what to do. When something goes wrong with your dirt bike or something goes wrong with the truck, it's it's this.
They're hard to work on.
They're hard to work on.
They are a bit hard.
We dumped thousands
Dumped a
into
lot of
that
money
boat.
and a lot of time.
We
That
literally
we
put
didn't have at the time, either.
new computers, new sensors, new
And it was if you didn't do it, the boat's worthless. It doesn't work. It's not like...
And not only did we throw all that money at it and then drag it all the way to St. George for Trail Hero, and then it overheats and hydrolocks in
5
St. George.
minutes.
Yeah, we didn't even get you were in the water for 1 minute, and then that happened, and then you had to just put the boat away because it broke.
Yeah.
That was not cool.
So I kind of knew that we would sort through those issues and come to the bottom, figure out what was going on with it. But
you're a bit more patient with stuff.
I'm way more patient. I'm like, there's just something that's holding this thing back. We've put enough money into it. The motor was still strong. Killer stereo. It was in pretty dang good shape, even though it had sat at the bottom of the lake. It was still shiny and nice. We cleaned the interior, and this is where it ruined me. We cleaned the interior, all with scrub brushes, because it was a little bit off-white, and it had been sitting not
just
at,
needed to be clean.
It needed to be cleaned bad. I mean, it was it was in the water with all of
the moss.
Yeah, and like fluids and like it looked horrible. So we cleaned the flip out of it with all kinds of cleaner. Everything we had, and that was our first mistake. When that boat sat outside for one day.
Wait a minute.
Just
so we cleaned it with this cleaner, and it like dyed the nice white.
No, let me tell my story, okay?
Oh,
when we
they
cleaned
looked
it,
good.
It looked great when we got done with it. Then it just had dried it out, I guess, the inside that vinyl, and then we put the cover on it, and we brought it down somewhere, and it sat outside for like one day with the cover on it. And I opened the cover, and it was brown. The whole interior.
Wait, that happened
like,
after it sat in the sun?
Yeah.
Yes. The sun.
It almost looked like you like held a blowtorch over it and like burned it.
Yeah, you burnt it. Exactly.
I thought
it was
that
brown.
happened right off the bat.
No, it was in pretty decent shape. It was a 2010.
Yeah.
After we cleaned them, we're like, dang, this looks good.
Great. And that's when we were all pumped. It was like killer stereo, nice interior, the outside's nice. Like, what more could you ask for with the boat? But we took it out. It put out a horrible wake. Like,
yeah, the wake wasn't any
not
good.
impressed.
Couldn't even surf it.
Like, when they say wake setters are the way to go, they haven't been on any other boat.
Yeah.
For a slalom skier, it'd be fabulous.
And it
it was a small boat too.
It was a crossover boat too. It's supposed to do everything good. So anyway, the interior is what ruined it for me. I lost interest after the whole interior went brown, and I thought, well, a new interior and that thing's $15,000
to do it right.
To do it right, we ain't gonna put another $15,000 into this thing that's only worth, not even half that. It's been sunk,
yeah.
So anyway, it was nice. It was a good boat.
We need to tell the story what happened to it, because that's where I was trying to get to, which is funny that you hate the the interior because of what happened.
Yeah, that's another reason I'm irritated with the whole thing.
Do you want me to keep going with the story?
Sure.
So more or less, we dumped thousands into this boat. What we were planning on getting it back from the insurance. We're gonna try and drain the gas tank.
We're talking like 15,000
that we put into it. Yeah. And we were thinking, because we were thinking we were gonna get it back. Maybe we drain the fuel, get nice good fuel in it. We're gonna drain the oil. We're just thinking we're just gonna have to butter it up a little bit. Now we put a new computer in it. New this, new that, new this, new that, new impeller, new. Just dumping money in the boat, and it never worked. And so we got to the point where we're like, we don't have time to work on this boat either.
And we had Brady's.
And so we're
that
like,
throws a way better wake.
And so we're like, you know what? Really what happened was there was something with the work truck. We were like, the work truck was getting a lot of miles on it. And Brady was like, let's throw this thing up for sale so we could, because we put so many miles on our work truck.
No, I didn't say let's put it up for sale. I had a guy reach out, a buddy.
Oh, yeah, that's what it. No,
not
the boat. The work truck.
Okay.
The work truck.
Oh.
And we were like, well, we want to get a new work truck, something with less miles, something that can handle the weight more or whatever. And so we ended up selling the work truck, and then this guy hit us up about the boat. And Brady's like, well, if we sold the boat, we could throw some more money at a work truck. And so we ended up parting ways with the boat, not fixed.
No, we forgot this part. The interior was the one problem.
Right.
But two, when Alex said I was out in the water in Sand Hollow when it broke down, that was all on video,
Yeah,
right?
we filmed that.
That was in one of the videos. It locked up because both of the exhaust manifolds cracked. And when that happens, the water from the lake comes in to the exhaust side, leaks through that crack, and goes into the combustion cylinders. So essentially, you go to turn it back on, you got water that it's going to go and just that piston's going to come up and hit it.
And both of those manifolds are $2,500 a piece.
Yeah, over that.
Yeah, $3,000 a side.
So here we are needing a $15,000 interior, $5,000 at least in exhaust manifolds, plus the reason that it had the problem in the first place, we're like, you know what?
We don't have enough money to fix this freaking boat.
We were planning on it, though. We put it away for the winter. We just put it in Dad's garage, covered it, whatever, and we're like, we'll deal with it in the spring. And then spring was kind of rolling around, and this buddy was like, hey, I'm looking for a boat, like
he was
this.
texting me every day. He's like, I want to get a boat so bad. I'm like,
He was pumped.
well,
He asked us what we were
got
doing
one.
it with our boat because he's like, do you guys like it? Do you think? And Brady's like, well, I mean, once this is fixed, we're pretty sure that
It's
we're
solid.
done with. We put everything freaking new back in it,
And we knew the motor was good.
knew the
because
motor was good.
Right after it hydro-locked, Brady pulled the plugs, and it cranked, and it ran fine after that. It was just the exhaust manifolds in the interior. And then, so we gave the guy a good deal on it.
The guy,
We're
our
like,
buddy.
Our buddy. And it was kind of like, here's a good deal. You're a buddy. You're going to fix it.
It's
and you're gonna
broken.
love
We
it.
know it's broken. He's gonna take it to the dealer. They're gonna go through it. We want to make sure it's a good boat for the guy, so we make sure that it's fair price.
I was pretty sad to see that stereo go,
Yeah, that made me
because
sick.
that was a lot of work, a lot of money in it. I've never heard anything that sounded that good, but it ended up working out. He got what he wanted. We got what we wanted, and
He took it to the dealer. They fixed it. Ran awesome. And to my knowledge, it hasn't had a problem since.
I went boating. I went boating and saw it on the lake.
Did you?
Yep, it was running perfect.
And the funny part about this is somebody said something about the interior.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So guess what he said? After we sold it to him and it was brown, he says, all I did was I just took the cover off and let it sit in the sun for a little while. He sent me a picture. The freaking interior looked brand new.
So that was why I was confused about your story the first time.
Well,
Because
yeah,
I was like, well, wait a minute. The sun didn't dye it because the sun fixed it.
Yeah. But the sun dyed it when the cover was on it. So, I don't know if it was the heat from the cover and the heat from inside.
maybe the chemicals that were still
Yeah.
in the vinyl.
Yeah. I don't know.
He read
Anyways.
online that you can bake it in the sun. It bakes the chemicals out of it, and it looks good as new.
So we did sell the Wakesetter. It was a good thing for us. Bit sad because I think a lot of people liked the boat. And we've been meaning to do a video about something new that's another water sport thing that's coming that has to kind of do with the boat. So we were gonna explain it, but then the summer kind of got away from us, and more or less that's what.
Now
that's
we
what
don't
happened.
have a work boat
So
anymore.
did you give it a rating?
I'm gonna probably give that one a 5.
A 5?
I'll probably 6.
I think I'm a 6 too. I don't know. I can't remember what I
You
said.
guys are a little less on board with it. Than
Yeah.
I just that stereo, dude. That's the
I was
one thing
happier-
that keeps me
yeah,
attached
that's
to
true.
it.
I
It
was
amazing.
happier to get rid of it than probably either of you guys, just because I was so tired of. Yeah.
It had
How-
race line wheels, brand new tires.
it did.
Dude,
Yeah.
that-
How many minutes are we at? Check.
1 hour and 10 minutes.
We're an hour 10.
Dang, this is flown.
We gotta kind of cruise through these, which sucks because
Yeah, maybe
there's
we
so
need a
many
part
stories.
2.
Maybe we need a part 2. Let's get through 2 more,
Okay.
and then we'll have a part 2. The next one's Dad's JL.
Oh, jeez, man.
that was a fun one.
Dude,
That was
That-
a freaking fun one.
that Jeep is so cool. I love Dad's JL.
It's another sound system that sounds so freaking
And that
good.
might be half the reason I love it, because that stereo sounds amazing. I love it.
I'm gonna give Dad's Jeep a 3. And I normally wouldn't give anything that we haven't built from ground up a 3. I mean, other than something from Moto Build or Wide Open Designs. But that Jeep and the sound system, and I love that Dad loves it, and I love it. It's a JL. It's a 2018. It's got brand new swampers, and it just really works really good.
That motor's nasty.
It is. It's
I'm
mean.
not a Dodge guy and never will be, but that 392,
Yeah,
It eats.
they did something right.
It
The
eats.
fun thing about that Jeep is it's got a fun story because when Dad bought it, we bought it broken. The rear, there was something up with the rear axle. And the seller, we're good friends with the seller. Good dude. Sold it to us. Hey, I don't know. He's not like super mechanically.
The guy was going to part it out.
Yeah.
And Dad was like, "Oh, I want to build a Jeep, so let's get some of the parts."
I want to buy this. I want to buy that. And he's like,
he was
going to
build an LJ.
Brady kind of hooked up the deal. He's like, "Well, what if we just buy the whole thing?"
Yeah. So we end up buying it with the rear axle having a problem. He says something would whine when he'd get into the RPMs.
And they were Profab 10 fusion axles. We'd never messed with, what do they call those? Just fabbed axles.
Fabricated axles.
We didn't know what we were doing, but they were really cool. They're really
man.
light. They're really strong.
They're
40
still
spline. It's just a really cool axle.
Got good 14-inch coilovers front and rear. Big, well, it had,
rides.
it had the
really
wrong
good.
tires on it when we got it. So that was one of the first things we changed over. But that Jeep was hammered. Like
Oh,
the
man.
body
Yeah, it was
looks
bad.
like
He
almost
wheeled
like Alex's Roach.
The guy wheeled the crap out
Yeah.
of it. I mean, every body panel's dented. So
But
he
you
had
know
fun.
what? The thing is the way we looked at it's like you can look at that and steer away from it, but you can also look at that and say
That's a good rig.
that's a pretty good rig if you
It
haven't
held
had a
up.
whole bunch of problems with it.
And it's kind of tested. Some kinks are
yeah.
worked out, some things are fixed, and
And-
he dumped a lot of money in
Oh,
that
yeah.
Jeep.
And that's exactly the Jeep Dad needed was something reliable and tested to where it was like me and either one of us three's guiding him. It's like, hey, Dad,
Yeah.
right here, punch it. Everything it's got, because if you don't, you're going to roll over. And
Luckily,
we feel confident in that
yeah,
Jeep.
luckily that Jeep is very reliable because Dad loves Jeeping, but he doesn't love to bring it in the shop after a trip and clean it and change the
He's
oil.
not
and this
that
and
guy.
He just wants to go use it, park it, and use it again, which I'm kind of that way too. But it's the perfect Jeep for him. It
Yeah.
always runs. It always starts. I love
It's-
that.
What are you
it's
gonna
sheer
give it?
Plush inside.
I'm gonna give that Jeep a 2. I love it. The steering, it's full hydro. The steering is butter smooth.
It's
the
good.
power's great. The stereo's awesome. It looks sick. It's got a sick cage, half doors. I love that Jeep. Every time I drive it, I'm like, I'm selling my Jeep
know.
and gonna give you an offer, Dad. I love it.
I'm gonna give it probably a 2 as well. The reason it's not a 1 is because when we got it, we originally just thought, oh, it's just a bad locker, or something like that. It ended up being a whole bent housing.
Housing, the locker was shot, the gears were bad,
And an axle shaft
and
was
an
toast.
axle. Everything was shot.
Everything was done.
So what did you give it?
A 2.
A 2.
I love
Wow.
that thing.
Yeah, I love that thing too.
What do you
That's-
give it?
I think I said a 3. I
Did
said
you?
a 3. Yeah. And it's not. It's NA. I love stuff that's not NA.
All right, last one. The mini Jeeps.
Oh jeez, man. Which
Each individual or together? They happen at the same time.
I feel like it's hard. Honestly, I feel like both of them are in the same number for me for different reasons.
You guys are both like, I love those things.
No,
I'm
not-
saying
I'm not
it's
saying
hard
it like
to
that.
rate them
Oh, okay.
because they were not easy to make.
No, they were difficult.
Lot of blood, sweat, tears, thoughts, and
Not mini truck hard, but
No.
hard in a different way. The cool thing was like we found the 4-wheeler, or it was the same buddy that had the Malibu. His buddy rolled it off this hill like 5 or 6 years, and it had been sitting in the canyon. And he called us. He's like, "Hey, if you want it, it's yours. You just got to go get it. Nobody else can get it." And Brady came up with this plan, and we went and got it, and that was a fun story. And we turned that into the mini Jeep, and then we bought a Scrambler 1000 because it was
it's Sportsman
what did I say?
Scrambler.
Oh, yeah.
It's the sport.
Very
It's
similar.
pretty close.
very similar. The Sportsman's just tougher.
Dumped every dollar we had into a Sportsman, converted that, and those stupid Jeeps, I just love.
I'm gonna give it a 1, dude. And I'll say this, the red one has grown on me way more since Brady Roach the blue one. The blue one's not like it used to be, man.
Wait,
It's
why?
a little sad.
Other than just
the steering is messed up.
The
dude.
windshields.
The windshield's
I
Roach.
fixed
Roach,
the
The
windshield.
seats, Roach.
The seat,
Yeah, the
is
seat was
Roach.
always
The
Roach.
gauges are like bent down.
That thing needs some love.
It does.
it-
I gave it some love.
You
It
did give it
runs.
some love.
It runs
Yeah.
really good again.
And
I'm
it's
just
fun.
saying.
The really cool thing I love about a Jeep, it always runs.
Yeah.
Like both of your, well, I think Kirst, your wife, takes it more. She'll go take, their little boy around, and it's just a riot. It rides good. It's got on-demand 4-wheel drive, power steering. Oh, it's just awesome.
One of the best things we've ever.
The
built.
red one though it's special to me because it's my favorite. We all love red, my favorite color, and it's a good shade of red. And there's such a rich story behind not just the 4-wheeler, but the body.
Mhm.
They both mean something to us, and it also kind of signifies a bit of a transformation in our channel when things. I mean, that was a
Pivotal.
that was a pivotal moment in our channel and in our content, in the videos we make and the way that we make our videos, and it's just special to me that red one. And I used to not give it as much love. I used to be a little harder on the red one because it's not out of hand like the blue one. But I think I almost like the red one more than the blue one these days because I don't know, there's just a story with it, and it's new. We're never hard on it. We roach when the blue one gets used.
Yeah, the red one's still pretty nice. I think it's fun that it's got the super swamper
Yeah,
tires. It's
yeah.
got the race
Got
line
race
wheels.
line wheels.
It's
I-
red.
I love that it has a
It's
steering
a
wheel
steering wheel
and pedals.
and
foot
pedals. Yeah.
Yep,
The
yep.
blue one just doesn't have that, and the steering wheel in that thing makes it way funner.
Yeah, we added power steering to it. It's got a worn winch.
Sick front bumper.
Factor 55,
Ultra hook.
ultra hooks
We
on.
just did a new exhaust. It sounds freaking
It
sick.
sounds way
That was
good.
the one thing we skimped out on that was a cheap Chinese muffler.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't a lot of options for just weld-on custom mufflers like that.
And it blew out the side.
Yeah, I fixed it the other day. There's a chunk
case.
missing.
The case. Not the packing.
The exhaust case.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how that happened, but
I welded up just that muffler. It was only like 8 inches long. Costed us $250.
Holy
It's a
flip.
custom stainless.
Well, I mean
muffler.
that whole exhaust is all stainless. Like
It's
got a
removable
stainless
and-
exhaust on that thing.
It's
Yeah.
cool.
that Jeep's sweet.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 1. Those things are special, both of them in different ways.
I'm going to give it a 1 too. I love them. And they're so one of a kind.
Yeah.
Like
There's
no
nothing
one
else
else
like
has
it.
one like it. They're
Yeah.
so custom. They work really well. They get attention everywhere they go. They're just a riot.
I'll say this. They're not the most comfortable thing ever to drive, but the fun
Yeah,
well over makes
it's
makes
not.
up for
Yeah,
it.
it's not made to. It's not
Rally.
made. Yeah,
I think it's
Yeah.
because the seat sucks.
Yeah.
Those stupid stock seats, and we ordered PRPs for it, and it turns out they were a little too big, and then 2 big guys can't sit in it, so we just
Well-
kept
but
it
like
stock.
what those Jeeps are for is like, if you have like a toy hauler and you're going camping, and you bring that thing for
like
your
a
kids
pit
to ride
bike.
around. It's kind of like a pit bike, or like you live in a neighborhood and you
want to go visit your neighbor.
want to go
down the
visit your
road.
neighbor. You pull out of the garage, maybe you drive it to church, and
I
it's
think
just
you're
like
nuts. I would go take my wife up in the mountains.
Oh, you
and
totally
go to
could.
a fire.
You could.
Like
there's no seatbelt. They're very
you wouldn't
not.
want a seatbelt in that thing.
They're not
Well, you know what
super.
I'm saying is like
Yeah, they're not like
they're not like a
ergonomically way
razor.
comfortable, but they're very capable. Like
Oh,
we took them
yeah.
on Pritchett Canyon,
Oh yeah.
and they did that. Like 4-wheel drive's great on both of them. Power steering's great.
Yeah,
just-
ripping cyclones on the
Oh,
ice in
yeah,
them. It's
dude.
the funnest thing
Funnest
of
thing
all
ever.
time.
Yeah,
It's got high range, low range, neutral, reverse, and park.
Yeah.
It's got power steering. It's got all the gauges work. We do need to hook up the rear lights.
and did we hook up the front lights on the red one?
No,
We need to do that
that
too.
one got missed. But Yeah.
So we all gave that a 1.
I didn't vote.
You didn't vote.
Oh,
what do you got?
It's a very easy one for me too.
Dang.
Yep.
That's the first one you gave.
No,
You didn't give a 1 to anything else.
I think I gave your Jeep a 1, didn't I?
Oh, did you?
Maybe you did.
Oh, well.
That's the
never-
first
wow.
one we all agree on.
Yeah,
which is
that's
cool.
true. Unanimous 1.
Yeah.
Well, geez, that actually went way longer than I thought, and we're literally less than halfway down the
Oh
list.
man. Yeah, I'm kind of
So-
excited to pick that up next time.
Yeah.
And
It's kind of fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
Reminiscing the memories we've had and all these things and the build it took.
yeah, hopefully everybody enjoyed that podcast, and maybe if you've been a viewer for a while, you know exactly what vehicles we're talking about here, because when you know them, it's kind of funner to be a part of this and know the background and the stories of them. So
It is, and if there's another vehicle that's further down the line that you guys want to hear like more in depth about, leave it in the comments, and also make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss the next upload.
yeah, you should probably get brushed up if you have missed some videos on these specific vehicles. So when we talk about them, you'll know what we're talking about, know the background of it, and you're going to be able to learn a lot more of what we think about this thing in general. Because like we say, this podcast is for us to talk about things that we don't talk about on the videos, dig a little deeper with stuff like that. But in the meantime, we've got a lot of work to do this week for this video to come out on Sunday. So we will pick this up where we left off next week, and we'll see you then.